going on, Jerome's? So the Minnesota Vikings, sitting at 5-2, should be buyers at the NFL trade deadline. And unfortunately, with Christian Darrisaw tearing up his left knee, ACL, MCL, the Vikings had this glaring need at left tackle. And the question was, would the Vikings still be buyers at the NFL trade deadline, or would they just sort of pack things in and just be like, we'll see what happens. We'll start Quisenberry, or we'll sign DJ Humphries or something. And with Kwesi, you knew that he loves to make deals at the NFL trade deadline, and he went huge. He went big time, trading for Jaguars starting left tackle Cam Robinson, and you absolutely know that Kwesi says F them picks, and he's got that dog in him. So if you had any questions about if the Vikings still see themselves as Super Bowl contenders, I think you got your answer right here. Now, full trade details aren't in as of right now, but this is what's been reported. Rap sheet, go. Trade. The Vikings are adding a new left tackle, completing a trade with the Jaguars to acquire left tackle Cam Robinson in exchange for draft pick compensation per me and Tom Pelissero. An answer for Christian Darrisaw out for the season. Now, draft pick compensation. I think that it's very unlikely that's a 2025 first-round pick. I don't think that the Vikings will make that deal. What's more likely is a 2026, probably like a third or fourth rounder or some sort of swappy swap in there. I just don't see the Vikings sending the first, especially when they're bereft of draft picks in 2025, for a half-season rental, even though Cam Robinson is still pretty damn solid. But we'll get those details when they're reported. Plus, I feel like if it was a first-round pick, that would have been reported right away. So we'll see. But Cam Robinson, frankly, I think that this is the best outcome of a very bad situation with Darrisaw. And Robinson, 29 years young, he's 6'6", 335, former Bama Roll Tide left tackle, Outland Trophy winner, 2016 unanimous All-American, was a 2017 second-round pick, number 34 overall by the Jaguars, and he's had a very solid 8-year career in Jacksonville. And he's never been a All-Pro or a Pro Bowler, but he's consistently been a top 10 graded pass blocking left tackle via PFF. This year, 15 pressures, 4 sacks, and 72.2 PFF pass blocking grade, but the Jaguars' offense writ large has really not been great. And he is in the final year of his 3-year, $54 million extension they signed a couple of seasons ago. He does have a $16.25 million base, which, you know, the Vikings snug against the cap this year. It's likely that Jacksonville's picking up a chunk of that. Again, that's more details that'll come out as this process goes along. And like we said, you know, draft pick compensation, I think it's very unlikely that it's the 2025 first, because, you know, Robinson is a half-year rental in the spot. Ideally, Darrisaw is going to be back at full strength at the start of next season, coming off the ACL and MCL. And, you know, Robinson, you're not going to kick him to the other side because you have O'Neal, and you're not going to kick him inside because he's never played guard in his life. So I think that this is full-on a mercenary situation for Robinson. And Jacksonville's, you know, basically moving on from any veterans they can get a draft pick from, and they have Wheeler Walker-Little Jr. likely going to step up in his left tackle spot. For the Vikings, like we said, I think that this is the best possible outcome for the Vikings. Now, I was okay with the idea of all the Yankee swap, but I wasn't in love with all the moving parts of Brando left tackle, and then Reisner in at left guard. But now the Vikings have Cam Robinson at left tackle, no muss, no fuss. Blake Brando gets to stay at left guard, where he's played phenomenal this season. Bradbury's still at center, and also with Dalton Reisner potentially coming back this week, you can replace Ed Ingram with Reisner. And then you got O'Neal at right tackle. So in terms of getting your best five out there, Robinson, Brando, Bradbury, Reisner when he gets back, and O'Neal, that's pretty damn good considering the situation. And with Robinson, in all likelihood, he's already on a private plane. The Wilfs sent the jet like they did down to Hattiesburg to get Bert Favore. But him coming in from Jacksonville, settling in for the night, able to get after things with practice this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, had a Sunday night against the Colts, which it's kind of nice because he's obviously very familiar with the Colts, playing them twice a year in the AFC South, as well as in a twist of fate, next week they're at Jacksonville. So the script writers are certainly on one. But yeah, we'll wait until the draft pick compensation is out. Let me just look again, just to make sure, because that's the hazard of just being on top of the news, because, you know, details seem to shake out a little bit later on. Enhance. As of 6 All right, so Alec Lewis is putting out at 6:42 p.m. Central Time. As for the compensation per source, the Vikings received Cam Robinson and a 2026 seventh rounder, and the Jaguars got a conditional fifth rounder that can become a fourth. That's amazing. That's friggin' amazing. I love it. I love it. Kwesi freaking does it again. Let's go. Let's go, man. But like we said, making lemonade out of lemons and maybe adding a little vodka. I don't know, man. But fired up. And again, if you had any doubts of where the Vikings see themselves this year, all in. Let's go, baby. Your thoughts are thoughts. The Vikings trade for Jaguars starting left tackle Cam Robinson. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section below. You know what to do. Skull production value.